and welcome to the Magical Boot. Ronnie here. I have Shudipta. We just finished watching games. Shudipta, we want to cover at least two games, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, City versus Brighton. I really hoped that it could have been the one. But saw some interesting things. Wanted to share it. Also, yeah, I hoped it would have been a little bit, how can I say, closer. But at the end, Brighton pushed, but it was too late. So yeah, first we know that Brighton um, played from the back. Their center backs pushed further down the pitch, and then they started the game, and then they try to create like a 1-2-1-2-3 or this sort of passing sequence, or 1-2-3 1-2-1-3, and this sort of passing sequence, and then they try to make like this line breaking passes towards the striker, normally Welbeck or Pedro or Ferguson, who were playing one of them down, how can I say, pushed down a little bit, and the other one actually made this run, and they tried to tear the center backs apart or something like that. But against City, what was noticeable that City's backline was like really fluid. I think I mentioned the defensive fluidity of City and Arsenal, right? In one of our videos.
Yep.
So yeah, like both of the team trying to achieve that, like try to stop the shots at any cost in front of this the goal. Also, like try to limit the transitional moment against them. So they were doing so many stuff. So I think it's still experimental, but this match actually Guardiola went back to his last year's solutions. John Stones came to midfield, and Rodri and Silva, and noticeably actually at times Silva was sort of like a number six, and Rodri pushed up and tried to win the ball, and it was sort of can I say, it was sort of like and another thing is I noticed that like Stones normally came up to this position normally. This game he played basically everywhere, but at times Rodri was on the right and Stones was on the left, and Akanji was on the other side. But Akanji was like swapping position with Ortega. So sometimes they appear like this, and sometimes they appear like this. So it was interesting to see, and all four of them actually at times ended up in the final third. We know at the end of the game, Walker was trying to give to the weight and try to make the cross before the red card situation. Um, and yeah, Akanji was found here, and also uh, Vardiol made a run, made a inside run when everyone was pushing up. I think it was after around like 60 minutes or 70, around this time actually, before the first goal of Brighton. And yeah, he made a good run, but end product was not there. But yeah, it was interesting to see from my side actually. So they blocked Brighton actually quite early, and there were some few mistakes. Actually, today I think I watched two games, City versus Brighton and the London Derby. Um, so all of them are actually full of mistakes.
Hmm.
But where there is mistake, there is goals. So yeah, like City was trying to not push that far, because they know that like if they push that far, and Brighton was like to stand on their ball and then they just ease pass of it, and City will lose like at least two men. And Alvarez, whenever he was playing, he like when he was joining City, we have seen him playing in all four position uh, with um,
River Plate.
River Plate, yeah. And he sort of played as a, how can I say, Pied Piper or something like that. Um, I think the first goal actually, oh, well, before the goal, Marsh was playing like really well, but I think there was some injury problems in Brighton. Estupian is injured. Also, their right back was also injured, so Milner came in, and he performed horrible because Doku is fast. He can go both ways, and City was basically sort of like the game plan was give the ball to Doku, either from directly from Ortega or one of the deep lying midfielders, Stones, Akonji, or Rodri. They just give the ball to Doku, and he was just like terrorizing the whole area. Dunk has to came up to make some good save, but it was really hard for Brighton to how can I say ease past the pressure, because like City pushed up so many players in the middle, um, and they actually blocked all the passing angles, and yeah, this like Mitoma normally he can go both way, and but he has a tendency to go inside and then be big shooter, go outside and came inside. He beat quite a few times Kyle Walker, but there were other players where he was outnumbered. In the second half, he got some chances, but other than that, like City defenders drives a little bit forward, and sometimes like it seemed like they're not like taken care the center back position. Like only one center back was there or something like that. This sort of situation. But they cut this two striker. They don't get any sniff. Although Walbeck actually after 15 minutes he came up uh, for the injury. Ferguson was there, but he was basically both of them were Pedro and Ferguson was how can I say not seen. They were completely out of the game, and City blocked all the half spaces, and it was a narrow. How can I say? Um, yeah, it was a narrow all shape from them. Foden was sometimes giving width, but attack instances, every attack was going through Doku at the time, and he beat Milner. I think someone, yeah, Gross was with him trying to back up Milner, but he made the back pass, and but nobody was following Alvarez, and we know how he ended up in like free spaces, and he took the shot and scored the goal. The second one actually came from the throw-in. City, like Brighton, won the throw, and then I think Igor made a horrible back pass, and Haaland ended up like 1v1 with the center backs, and he took the shot and scored the goal. So that actually made the difference. In the first half, City could have actually, how can I say, scored at least one more goals and killed the match, but they did not. And Brighton came back to the game. Um, and in the second half, I think it was around like oh yeah, in the beginning of the second half, Milner came off and Veltman came in, who is actually better 1v1 defender than Milner. Um, yeah, and Marsh a little bit pushed forward a little bit. Although like first 60 minutes, like first 15 minutes of the second half was also City's favor. They did not give any sort of spaces. And I think Deservi noticed that like Pedro is out of the game, so he took him out, put Fati in. I think they took Baleba off and Gilmore in, and both of them are like Fati sort of like can invade like be in the different sort of spaces, and they started like forming passes. There was like messages from Deserbi to like continue pass, do not lose the ball. So even if it was sort of like a U shape, they were going over and over again. But at times they got like Mitoma and they went to the other side and he took a shot after beating Kyle Walker. And there was a minus from him, and Fatih got the ball inside after the deflection from the defender. I think it was Akanji or someone else. I forgot which
Yeah,
one, or Stones.
it was Akanji. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Fatih took the shot and scored the goal. They could have scored at least one more goal, but yeah, they did not. So basically, Guardiola stopped De Zerbi by not giving any space, and also like their imposing center backs did not give any angles. And another thing I noticed that from the game, Walker always creating these sort of angles with Mitoma, so that like he don't actually because yeah, Stones was like coming down or something like that, or Akanji was making these runs, so that they can have like double down in this side. So Mitoma should actually go on the other way because there aren't any space there inside. So yeah, and yeah, Guardiola actually played a how can I say, a brilliant game. Basically, um, he played the Eke rule also, but yeah, like Doku and Alvarez, I would say, were really crucial in this game.
Yeah, very important win.
So
Very important win for
yeah,
City.
yeah, after losing three match, so
All right. We'll leave this Manchester City versus Brighton game here.
any thoughts on the red card or
No,
any other issue?
I think it was fairly straightforward for me. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you talked about that defensive swapping of players, and Akanji has
yeah.
had to sacrifice for that.
Yeah, at times, like it seemed like sometimes Rodri was coming down, and they were like so much fluid. Always try to make this shape, four-man's shape, but with different players. So if the players going down and players pushing up and changing, rotating position, it always create like a passing angle. So it sort of at one point it felt like the total football or something like that.
Yeah, but well, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of time,
Yeah,
and also you need a lot of good brainy players who know
yeah,
where
true,
to go and what to fill out.
true. Yeah, but Brighton, I think, made biggest mistake, like playing Milner in the right side of the pitch in the first half. Also, they should have actually solved this. How can I say? They were trying to solve it on field, but City was too good actually. They are not giving any space here, but they could have go long.
All right,
I don't have anything else to add.
me too. Let's let's wrap it up here. Just give me a
Yeah.
moment.